I want to turn now to Colonel Ed Bush of the Louisiana National Guard for the latest on what's happening there. He joins us now by phone. Colonel Bush, thank you for joining us. You're in Baton Rouge right now. Can you describe the flood situations hitting that state? Everybody is so concerned.
Well, certainly for the last several days, we've been watching the storm like everyone else. First and foremost, let me say that our hearts go out to our neighbors in Texas. Unfortunately, this is a scenario that we know all too well here in Louisiana, so we feel their pain, and we're right here with them. As the storm made landfall this morning, we had already pre-positioned considerable assets there in southwest Louisiana, so we were able to react to our handling and really engaged in that right now. And then for us, the rest of the day is to continue to watch the storm as it moves forward and up. We've pre-positioned assets all along the projected storm path, and certainly we hope that those aren't needed. But if they are, you know, the name of the game for us is to be able to react quickly and effectively.
Reacting quickly and effectively. The governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, has already said he wants 24,000 total National Guard members. For people who aren't familiar, when it comes to a federal response, what does the National Guard do? How do they fit in?
Well, I would say the difference is, you know, first and foremost, when we mobilize there in our own state, that's our own homes. Those are our own neighborhoods, and that already tugs at your heart. And that's the tie, I think, that the Guard has to its neighborhood, to where it grows up, to where that armory is, and that runs deep. So then when those other states answer the call, they know how that feels to need help from outside your own state. So it really changes the seriousness of the mission that you're going to do. For years, we talked to people who had come to Louisiana after Katrina to help from other states, and it was one of the most significant things that they'd ever done in their career. And I would say that the same is about to apply in Texas.
I can't imagine how emotional it must be as well. What do you expect in terms of the situation on the ground in Louisiana, obviously haunted by Katrina, the situation there? What are people most concerned about right now?
Well, knock on wood, so far today is panning out well for Louisiana. The storm is moving, and there's a nice little gap and some dry air in the middle, which is really keeping Louisiana safe. We've had a wet year already. We had massive flooding, record-breaking flooding all last year. So for us to sort of catch a break would be a welcome change of pace for Louisiana. But we, plan for the worst and hope for the best is certainly what applies today. You
know, the big concern is the fact this wasn't just a hurricane that came through and left. It's been lingering. The rain is there. It made a second landfall over the past 24 hours. So in terms of challenge of resources, where are you spread thin the most?
Well, I wouldn't say we're spread thin at all. Again, you don't know what you don't know, and you hope that you plan for whatever nature is going to throw at you. But that's the trick of it. So, certainly the recipe for success, at least for us here in Louisiana, is to go big early, and that's what we did. So we've pre-positioned all of those resources along, and we can reach out and touch whether it's high water vehicles or boats or just additional troops. We've got those close and ready, and they can respond quickly. You talk about responding quickly. You served during Katrina. What do you think the lesson was that was learned from Katrina that you hope not to repeat in this go-round? Katrina is a life changer. What we do today and how we responded and how we planned for the worst today for this storm is absolutely a lesson learned for us post-Katrina. General Curtis was with me and everyone else, and he led us in the dome. So all of those life lessons that we've learned along the way on how to react to the storm applies today. So, it's all too real for us, and we don't take lightly anything. Again, plan for the worst, hope for the best. And when you compare this storm, Harvey to Katrina, what do you make of it in terms of potential impact? Oh, I think the timetable, it just unfolds before your eyes, and what you hoped was a quick turn, and the storm would be in and out, and we can get back to business and restore power. For me, the lesson learned was it takes so much more time to bring a city back to life, and to some extent, that's still the challenge in New Orleans. So I hope that it moves swiftly and smoothly for Houston, but I would think that they're in for the long haul again as they try to rebuild and come back. Colonel Ed Bush, thank you for joining us and for explaining the situation there in Louisiana. And thank you for helping to tell the story. It's important for the rest of the nation to understand. Absolutely. Thank you for that.